The video begins on a windy pier where waves crash against weather-worn planks and gulls circle above a colossal white cruise ship gleaming in the distance beside an old, rusted ferry worth only $1. Mr. Beast steps forward wearing a life jacket and grinning wide as he announces that for the next 100 hours he and 3 challengers will live through opposite ends of luxury on the water, one with nothing but a single battered ferry seat, and the other inside a $500 million floating palace. Cameras sweep from the ship's glittering decks lined with pools and glass elevators to the tiny creaking boat bobbing like driftwood. Survivor Mr. Beast claims the humble vessel determined to endure the elements with no shelter, no food, and no working engine. Extreme Mr. Beast bolts up the narrow railing of the cruise ship shouting that he will conquer every deck and waterslide, chasing thrills at every step. Moneymaster lounges instantly flashing cash to staff promising tips for every comfort from private chefs to helicopter rides while others brace for hardship. Mystery Mr. Beast quietly lowers a sealed metal chest onto the ferry deck engraving the words win or sink before slipping into the shadows leaving a strange chill in the sea air. Fearless Mr. Beast stands tall between them, fists tight, vowing they will prove grit, not wealth, is the true way to master the ocean. From the first hour, survival feels impossible. The ferry has no roof, no fresh water, only peeling paint and a faint smell of diesel. Survivor lashes rope to driftwood, shaping a crude windbreak while scanning for floating debris that might become a stove. Extreme sprints across marble floors, diving into pools, then climbing handrails to peer over 30 stories of open sea. Moneymaster builds a throne of deck chairs, ordering platters of seafood and desserts, laughing as others shiver in spray. Mystery appears at night, scattering crumbs and leaving riddles etched on lifebuoys, hinting at secret meals hidden inside dangerous maintenance shafts. Fearless keeps morale alive, hauling tarps from staff lockers and urging everyone not to lose heart. By hour 30, hunger grips them. Survivor kneels over a tin can stove, balancing on rusted metal, melting ice chips gathered from the hull to boil bits of kelp scraped from buoys. Extreme attempts an insane stunt, sliding down the ship's tallest slide into stormy water, before clambering back aboard, soaked and bleeding but grinning. Moneymaster strikes deals with crew, trading stacks of cash for grilled feasts, forcing others to earn a bite by cleaning cabins. Mystery escalates the game, hiding fruit near whirring engines, leaving trails toward dark service corridors where one wrong step could fall into machinery. Fearless drags supplies back to the ferry, shielding teammates from icy spray, roaring that they cannot break before the halfway mark. When a heavy squall rolls in at hour 50, the gulf between boats widens. Rain lashes both craft, tearing tarps and flooding decks. Survivor lashes planks into a lean-to, struggling through sheets of water to keep his fire alive. Extreme clings to a railing high above roaring waves, tying down sails for crew who beg him to come inside. Moneymaster screams as a gust scatters his luxury banquet across the pool deck. Mystery dances unseen, switching lifeboat ropes with knotted lines, sending everyone scrambling. Fearless braces himself, hauling wet gear from one deck to another, shouting above thunder that persistence will outlast the storm. By hour 80, exhaustion spreads. Survivor and Moneymaster clash over a salvaged crate of rations until Fearless forces them apart, bleeding from splintered wood but unyielding. Extreme distracts himself by racing across slippery decks, balancing on narrow rails above the sea, daring gravity to end the challenge early. Mystery grows cruel, placing obstacles across walkways, tipping chairs in the dark, and scribbling clues that send players to rooms flooding from broken pipes. Sleep becomes rare, trust thinner than mist. The final mission arrives with 20 hours left. Together they must craft a floating galley able to cook for the entire ship using only abandoned scrap and sea-safe tools. Survivor gathers driftwood nails and twisted metal, forging a stove bolted to the ferry deck while his hands tremble from blisters. Extreme climbs scaffolding between ship and ferry rigging pulleys to hoist heavy pots, slicing his palms but laughing through pain. Moneymaster tries to hire staff, but Mystery reroutes every helper with cryptic notes, forcing him to lift timber himself. Fearless charges from bow to stern, organizing tasks and lifting loads twice his size, determined that no one sink the dream this late. As the sun rises on the 100th hour, the sea glows gold. A working ocean kitchen stands across ferry and ship, joined by a plank bridge, steam rising from simmering stews. Judges arrive by speedboat, amazed at the transformation. Survivor stands filthy yet alive beside the stove, proof that resolve beats comfort. Extreme leans on the railing battered, declaring it the most dangerous adventure of his life. Moneymaster bows, humbled, no longer certain money alone guarantees victory. Mystery vanishes, leaving only a message burned into driftwood declaring real success builds hope for everyone, not just yourself. Fireworks bloom above the horizon as Survivor hoists a gleaming prize, shouting that Storm's hunger tricks and fear were no match for heart courage and never giving up.